Life is not about finding yourself, but about creating yourself. Welcome to 2025. But it isn't feeling so spring equinoxy, is it? Probably because Neptune will be entering Aries quite soon and backing up into Pisces later in the year, fully entering Aries in 2026. And in that retrograde, we dominant phrase dream who we actually want to be. And we will be assisted by the solar eclipse in Aries on 8 degrees. And that solar eclipse in Aries will fully close off that cycle of the North Node and the South Node in the axis of relationships. So it may be a little shocking. I've got my pearls so I can clutch them, and I've got my water with me because we need to stay hydrated. Don't have that like, either way. This upcoming month will be this upcoming video will be talking about the ruling planet Mars of this upcoming season, the transits of the upcoming planets, and the hard aspects, which will be cardinal aspects. So even though we want to start something, we want to initiate, we want to go out, something's in the way, and we're going to overcome it. Either way, I'm not Kurt Cobain. Let's start. Venus will be moving back into Pisces, its exalted placement on the 27th of March. So out of its detriment placement, and we've talked about this, those exalted and detriment placements are placements where we can learn from. That's why we always talk about these hard aspects, because these are also things we can learn from, build character, overcome our obstacles. So, in this retrograde, re-evaluate what it is that you love, where you invest in, because Venus is all about our love and our finances. Do you have it? If you don't, stop giving. Stop giving as soon as Venus will start moving direct again on the 13th of April. But back to exaltation out of its detriment. The older you get, the less can come along, the less you have to give to everything and everyone, like Pisces would love to do. Be a little less or a little more selfish with what you love and your finances. We talked about this in the past video. Where are you on that axis? Are you very giving? Or are you someone who's quite discriminating, because Venus is exalted in Pisces, because Pisces gives everyone, and fallen in Virgo, because Virgo's like, well, where are you on that axis? We need a balance. Grow. Who does know that not everyone can come is Mercury, which will be backing up into Pisces, back into its detriment on the 30th of March. And in that detriment, so, okay, always think, in the ideal world, everyone could come, but we are not in the ideal world yet. Or are you? Now why are you here? Either way. Now, well, in the ideal world we would, but create your ideal world. Create the people you want to be with. Remember Pluto and the community, Aquarius. Okay, back to this, because Mercury moving retrograde, speech, impediment. On the 7th of April, it will be moving direct again. But you best not forget that not everyone can come. We'll be back here next year. In last video, I did have that wrong. At the beginning of the season, Mercury would be moving retrograde in Aries at the beginning of the year. And at the end of this astrological year, it will still be there back retrograde in Pisces. So we would like to see, what have you done? What have you learned? Where are you going to be? Pin this, especially as Saturn will also be entering Aries, backing up into Pisces, because rather dreams than reality, but it's the hard reality of it all. Have you really grown? Have you really achieved something? Have you really been disciplined? In that retrograde, also be rediscipline yourself about your dreams. But that's for later. Excuse me, Yachem. On the 18th of April, Mars will be entering Leo. Finally in fire again, after it's been like delving into that cardinal water of Cancer in its fallen sign. But I hope you learned something from this too, because emotions, you're not the only one who has them. Other people have emotions too. Learn from your emotions. Learn how to contain your emotions. Learn how to be stable. I'm going to talk about this with the last quarter, I think, but Productive Peter on YouTube. Look at it, beat it, love it. Sorry, Mercury retrograde. We'll be back next year to see if you've really learned. Our seasonal ruler is fallen in Cancer right now, so still right now. But learn to stand through the emotional roller coaster of life, because as it is in Cancer, starting on 20 degrees Scorpio degree, I desire to act like whatever. It will be also in a cardinal square with Chiron moving direct. And the square will be happening on 21 degrees. 21 degrees is then the Sagittarius degree. Sagittarius degree is the higher knowledge, also the philosophy of life. And with Mars in Cancer, we may have the philosophy of life, that Machiavellian view. Machiavelli, his view on life. Like everyone is out to hurt us and everyone just wants to like swindle you, take advantage of you and stuff. But maybe it's because you've put yourself in that position. Because you signed contracts you shouldn't have been signing. Just saying. But acknowledge and do something. Acknowledge that pain, your hurt, and do something with it. Preferably heal. Remember how I felt like, oh, I'm so small and everyone's trying to take advantage of me, and who are these people? And I thought like, oh, they are in power. So I found the book Power and I read it so I could see their viewpoint, and I was like, I take advantage of me too. Be honest. Be honest. Especially with Mars in Cancer. How do you feel? If you do feel like that, do something about it. As we're off to the 22nd of March. It already happened, but this is still relevant to hear, because we had that last quarter in Capricorn. Last quarter on 2 degrees Taurus degree. What do I have? Ruled by Saturn in Pisces. And Saturn in Pisces, it's very easy to like swindle. Doesn't like, oh, rules or not. It would never happen to me. It would. It could. So something, you need to brace yourself. Either way, let go of the illusion that everyone is out to get you or everyone is your friend, depending on where on the axis you are. You know where you want to be and what is stopping you. So stop giving away your will to be differently. You know, phones, here we are. You know, phones aren't really making you productive, but I live on my own and I just want some voices around me and stuff. Try to listen to Productive Peter. That guy, he said some things and I was like, daar breekt mijn klomp van. Geweldig. To like get you into the habit of doing stuff. It's not bad that you are on the social media. It's not bad that you are on the internet to like console yourself or whatever. But make it a productive. Make it something productive. Give yourself some time. With that South Node in Virgo, do some things in moderation. We know exactly that polyester isn't good for us and like not working for the hormones, but still, like, yeah, buying Shein stuff and stuff. And you know in the future you would like some children and the polyester isn't working with your hormones and stuff. Like, nobody forced you. Nobody held a gun to your head. For real. That's what my mama always says, and it's true. Everyone's like, oh, life shopping is going away, but you're still on Amazon. What is stopping you from going to the store that is offering it to Amazon, like make Amazon the middleman and make the store the provider? You know exactly where you want to be. You know exactly what kind of future, what kind of legacy, what kind of reputation you want, but you're doing it differently. What do we call that? Insanity. Saturn in Pisces. Delusional. Don't do that. So let go of that illusion that everyone wants to be your friend or everyone is out to get you, because some people aren't really out to get you. We're as shocked as you are. So for the sake of your growth, put up some boundaries for yourself. This is what we do. This is what we don't do. This do. So preferably heal, as we're off to that new moon in Aries, which is also a solar eclipse on 8 degrees. 8 degrees and 59 minutes. So like a huff and a puff later, it will be on 9 degrees. That Sagittarius degree, higher knowledge and the philosophy of life and expansion and stuff. But now we're still in the Scorpio degree. So the deep, dark desires. Listen, ruled by Mars still in Cancer. Be bold and honest. It's bold to be honest. Either way, look into your head, look into your heart, look into your stomach. Who do you really desire to be eventually? Aries doesn't plan, so maybe try a journal, like journal, so you can look back. That's something we didn't do, like looking back at the past. Cancer is the past, acting on your past isn't necessarily bad. You can take like a quick look, see like, oh, I remember when I was young, I used to journal. I had a diary and with the whole lock on it and stuff, but it helped you. And then eventually someone broke in and blah, blah, blah. Now you're older. Now you have your own house. Now you have money to buy a good safe, whatever. Now you can keep it safe. You're not a child anymore. So do those and glance back at the past. Maybe there's something there for you, but don't stay there, because we're going to go further into Leo quite soon. But be bold and honest. Look into your heart. And maybe you'll need a journal, especially as Saturn. Oh, you got the plan. You have to be disciplined. You have to achieve. We'll be entering Aries. Scared of the chaos, of the disorder, of the, oh, you're just acting? You don't even know what you're doing? Because Aries sometimes doesn't really know what they're doing. The childlike spirit, right? Don't let that inner child be crushed when Saturn enters, okay? Don't let that inner child be crushed by containing your inner child and steering it modestly, moderately, here and there. I remember, like, Aries doesn't really think, right? Like, I'm just doing and stuff, and my Aries placement, I don't really think, but I got signals, and I thought, let me just act on those signals and stuff, like start my whole astrology stuff. And someone asked me the other day, like, can you teach me? And there are three kinds of people that you actually are: who I am, new moon, solar eclipse, new moon. But this is who I am. You have the one you are. I am actually very lazy. I do not want to teach you. You have the person that other people think that you are. So someone thought, like, let me ask Shmoane. She's very generous. And the person that you actually are. I never really thought about it, but I plan ahead so I can rest. Saturn in Pisces. I am very disciplined about my rest. So when someone asked me, can you teach me? I sent them the link and took my sleep. You know exactly where you want to be, but maybe a journal will help, so you know, oh, I had to. Off to that first quarter cardinal square in Cancer, 15 degrees. 15 degrees is the Gemini degree. Ruled by the moon in Cancer. The moon, like in that first quarter, and the first quarter is a time to commit. Take action towards where you want to go. And it may be emotionally overwhelming. For real. All these cardinal squares, right? I want to initiate. I want to do something. All these cardinal squares, again, are here to teach us our lessons, to overcome obstacles, to build character. And if you don't choose to grow, you'll be forced to end eventually. So, yeah, it may be emotionally overwhelming, like forced out of your shell. But, yeah, maybe just make it a choice so you're not forced. That I write on. But the emotions are definitely rising. Emotions, remember? Do something, let it out moderately. If it's received well, it might be a comfort zone. So again, with this whole astrology thing, what I'm doing, do we have a plan? Yeah, somewhere written down, and the house isn't really tidy right now, but it's somewhere. I have a plan, and I feel very comfortable with it. So I'm gonna continue. Do you, boo? As we're off to that full moon in Libra, and that full moon is happening on 23 degrees, so quite far away. We already had that. That full moon in Libra, 23 degrees. And it will be occurring at 2:21 a.m. at local Amsterdam time. And like 41 minutes later, 3 a.m., Venus will start moving direct in Pisces again. So that full moon is actually ruled by Venus, still moving retrograde. Okay? It's quite important because that full moon, peak of a cycle, After 18 months of full throttle in this axis with the North Node and South Node, we're released from its tight grip on reality with this full moon on 23 degrees. Again, that Aquarius degree, like a little bit distance from reality, because what is this actually? I don't really want to. But surely you're able to come to a clear decision right now, right? So you don't have to run anymore. Now the South Node is out of Libra. And now you don't have to run anymore. You can pick up those scissors and cut those ties that do not serve you anymore. Because some do you more harm than good. So at this peak of a cycle, who is doing you more harm than good? I cut off a Libra rising the other day. Geef me mijn fiets terug. I said, give me my bicycle back, and I am Dutch, so you know I'm ready, actually. Either way, the Libra rising may also think, I cut that off with that South Node in Libra. But, yeah, what did I want to say? With that South Node, like, cut off. Like, some things have to come to an end. Either, it doesn't matter who cut who off. I ended things. Doesn't matter. End things. And maybe it is a Libra rising to you. Maybe it is a random Leo to you. But cut things up. Pick up those scissors and cut it out. With Venus in retrograde being the ruler of this full moon. So yeah, not everyone can come.